Hello everyone. So in last class we discussed about the stability analysis of viscous flow. Today we will consider inviscid flow. So you can see that when we have very high Reynolds number flow or Reynolds number tends to infinity, or we have very low viscosity fluid flow, then we can neglect the viscous term, and if you drop the viscous term, then you can see that we will get a simplified form of the Orde-Sommerfeld equation, which is known as Rayleigh's equation, and you can see that it will be very easier to analyze this equation. So now we can write the Orde-Sommerfeld equation. So Orde-Sommerfeld equation, you can see that we have u minus c v double prime minus alpha square v minus u double prime v is equal to minus I alpha r e v double prime minus 2 alpha bar square v double prime plus alpha to the power 4 v. Okay. So this is the equation we have written in non-dimensional form. So this is Orde-Sommerfeld equation in non-dimensional form. So you can see the disturbance equation for inviscid flow is obtained by taking the limit Reynolds number tends to infinity. So you can see if you take Reynolds number tends to infinity, then obviously this right hand side term, which is your viscous term, you can drop, okay, and the resulting equation is called Rayleigh equation. So you can drop this term when Reynolds number tends to infinity, then we will get the equation as u minus c v double prime minus alpha square v minus u double prime v is equal to 0. So this is known as Rayleigh equation. Okay, so you can see that it is somewhat simplified form and easier to solve than the Orde-Sommerfeld equation. So this now you can write, so v double prime means it is the second derivative, so d2v by dy square is equal to alpha square plus 1 divided by u minus c d2u by dy square. So u double prime is d2u by dy square v. So now let us consider boundary layer flow. So if you consider boundary layer flow, obviously at the flat plate at y is equal to 0, we have these disturbances as 0, as well as y tends to infinity, these disturbances v will be 0. So we can write for boundary layer flow, the disturbances will be 0, right, v is equal to 0 at y is equal to 0 and v also will be 0 at y tends to infinity. Okay. So you can see that since this coefficient of this Rayleigh's equation are real, so any complex eigenvalue will appear in conjugate pairs. So let us write down the continuity equation in dimensional form. So in dimensional form, continuity equation is I alpha bar u bar plus v prime bar is equal to 0. Okay. So you can see that the disturbances must vanish at infinity and at the walls. Okay. So that we have already written here. So now for boundary layer flow, you can see in boundary layer. So, this u bar is equal to 0, right. So, if these disturbances are 0 at the boundary, then and also at y tends to infinity, then you can see V prime also will be 0. So, we can write down the another boundary condition that V prime is 0 in non-dimensional form. Now, we are writing at y is equal to 0 and V prime is equal to 0 at y tends to infinity. So, this we are writing from this equation, because this is the continuity equation and this is the u disturbances, and obviously this u disturbances are 0 at y is equal to 0 and y tends to infinity. So, V prime bar is equal to 0. So, in dimensional form we are writing. So, in non-dimensional form if we represent, then V prime will be 0 at y is equal to 0, that means at the wall, and V prime will be 0 at y tends to infinity. So, you can see for boundary layer flow these boundary condition we can use. So, now we will discuss about the Rayleigh's necessary condition for inviscid stability analysis. So, Rayleigh's inflection point theorem states that a necessary but not sufficient condition for inviscid instability is that the basic flow profile has a point of inflection at which d2u by dy squared will be 0 somewhere in the domain. If a base state lacks an inflection point, therefore, we can conclude it to be stable for inviscid flows. So, you can see that from this Rayleigh's equation we will show that to have the instability in the domain, there must be d2u by dy square is equal to 0 somewhere in the domain. So, let us consider first this Rayleigh's equation whatever we have written. So, that is v double prime minus alpha square v minus u double prime divided by u minus c v will be 0. Okay. So, now we can represent so any complex eigenvalue in conjugate pairs. So, we can write v is equal to v r, which is your real part, and I into v I. So, this is your imaginary part. So, this is your complex number. Now, this complex conjugate we can write as v star, okay, is equal to v r minus I v I. Okay. So, this is your complex conjugate. Okay. So, from here you can see if you write v star, then we can write, you can see from here it will be v r square, it will be I square, right. So, I square will be minus 1. So, it will be plus v I square. So, this we can write mod v square. Okay. And another simplification we will do for this d of dy v star v prime is equal to, so what we can write? We can write v star v double prime, okay, plus v prime v star prime. Okay. So, now you can see that from this complex conjugate if we use for v prime. So, you can see v prime and v star prime. So, we can write v prime v star prime will be just, so this is the derivative. So, it will be v prime square. Okay. So, this we can write, now you can see we can write v star v double prime plus v prime square. Okay. And from here we can represent v star v double prime is equal to d of dy v star v prime minus v prime mod square. Okay. So, now let us consider this equation, okay, and multiply this equation by complex conjugate v star. Okay. So, this is the equation number, let us say 1, then multiply equation 1 by the complex conjugate V star. Okay. So, if you multiply here, what you will get? You see, you will get V star V double prime minus alpha bar square V star minus u double prime divided by u minus c V star is equal to 0. So, now from this relation we can this represent by this, and V star in these two places we can write mod B square. So, if you write this, so we will get d of dy V star V prime minus V prime square, and now this we are writing minus alpha square mod V square minus u double prime u minus c mod B square is equal to 0. Okay. So, now let us integrate this equation within this boundary layer, okay, and we will invoke the boundary condition whatever we discussed in last slide. So, if this is equation number 2, then we can write integrating equation 2 from y is equal to 0 to y is equal to infinity. So, if we integrate this, so what we will get? So, we will get integral 0 to infinity d of dy V star V prime minus V prime square alpha square V square minus u double prime divided by u minus c mod V square dy is equal to 0. Okay. So, now you can see the first term, if you integrate, so obviously it will be integral d V star V prime. So, this you will get V star V prime and the limits 0 to infinity, and minus we will have integral 0 to infinity V square minus it will be plus alpha square V square plus u double prime divided by u minus c mod V square dy is equal to 0. So, now you can see the first term in the left hand side. So, if you put the boundary conditions, okay, V prime at y is equal to 0, it is 0, and V prime at y tends to infinity, it is 0. So, the first term will be 0. Okay. So, applying boundary condition, that V prime is 0 at y is equal to 0 and infinity, then this term will become 0. So, we can write that integral 0 to infinity V prime square alpha square V square plus u double prime u minus c V square dy is equal to 0. So, please look carefully these first two terms in the integral. So, you can see that V prime mod square, okay, and mod V square are always positive. Okay. So, these are always positive, but the third term, okay, we need to now carefully examine. Okay. So, from this term we have to see that when the flow will become unstable. Okay. So, what we will do, you can see in the third term we will just in the numerator we will multiply with u minus C star, where C star is the complex conjugate of C. Okay. So, if C is Cr plus ICI, okay, then C star is Cr minus ICI. So, this is your complex conjugate. So, now what we will do? So, let us say that this is the equation number 3. Now, multiply numerator and denominator by u minus C star, where C star is the complex conjugate of C in the third term of equation 3. Okay. So, if you multiply, then first let us write u minus C and u minus C star. So, what you will get this? So, you can see it will be u minus Cr minus ICI, okay, and C star you can write u minus Cr plus ICI. Okay. So, if you do that multiplication, then you will get u minus Cr square minus ICI square. So, it will be just u minus Cr square plus Ci square. So, it will be u minus C mod square. Okay. So, if it is so, then you can see that we can if we multiply the third term with u minus C star in denominator and numerator, then we can write integral 0 to infinity v prime mod square alpha square mod v square plus u double prime u minus C star, right, and in the denominator. So, it will be u minus C into u minus C star. So, this we can write u minus C mod square, okay, and we have mod v square dy is equal to 0. Okay. Now, this C star if you write as mod v prime square alpha square v square plus u double prime. So, you can see this C star, now we can write u minus, so it will be Cr plus ICI divided by u minus C square v square dy is equal to 0. So, you can see that in this equation we are looking for Cr and Ci, so that the non-trivial solution of Vy exists, right. So, for this now you can see that this is positive, and this also you can see that here for the non-trivial solution we have to see that imaginary part of this equation, okay, should be 0. Okay. So, imaginary part of this equation must be 0 for the non-trivial solution for Vy. So, for non-trivial solution of Vy, the imaginary part of the above equation must be 0, right. So, if it is so, then we can see that the imaginary part will be just integral 0 to infinity. So, we have Ci and u double prime mod v square divided by u minus C mod square dy is equal to 0. So, now you can see that Rayleigh's inflection point theorem follows from this above equation. Okay. So, you can see that this equation to be satisfied, either we must have C I is equal to 0 or this integral should be 0, but C I cannot be 0 because we have already assumed that it is greater than 0. So, C I not equal to 0. Okay. So, we should have integral 0 to infinity u double prime v prime square divided by mod u minus c square dy should be 0. Okay. So, because we have assumed that C I greater than 0 corresponding to unstable flow. So, this term should be 0. Okay. So, obviously, for C I not equal to 0, the flow may be stable or unstable, and from this condition now let us find the Rayleigh's inflection point theorem. So, in this equation now you see this term is greater than 0, u minus c whole square, this is also greater than 0. So, these are positive quantity, but this integral should be 0. So, that means this u double prime should be 0 somewhere inside the domain to make this integral 0, right. So, you can see that. So, if you write down this equation again, 0 to infinity u double prime mod v square divided by mod u minus c square dy is equal to 0. So, from here you can see this mod v square is greater than 0. Okay. U minus c mod square greater than 0. So, these are positive. So, this integrand should be 0. So, u double prime somewhere it should be changing its sign from positive to negative. Okay. So, that means for the integrand to be 0, u double prime must change sign somewhere in the domain. So, that means the velocity profile must have an inflection point inside the flow. Okay. So, this is the Rayleigh's necessary condition for instability. So, now let us discuss another theorem which is known as Four-Tops theorem for this immiscid stability analysis. So, you see, if a point of inflection exists, which we have seen from this Rayleigh's inflection point theorem, it is further necessary that u double prime into u minus upi less than 0 somewhere in the profile where upi is the velocity at the point of inflection. So, if you consider the equation whatever we have written, so you can see it is 0 to infinity v prime square plus alpha square mod v square plus u minus cr plus ICI divided by u minus c square mod v square, here u double prime dy is equal to 0. So, this we have already derived. So, now you consider the real part of this equation. So, consider real part. So, you can write integral 0 to infinity mod v prime square plus alpha bar square mod v square plus u double prime u minus c r mod u minus c square mod v square dy is equal to 0. So, we are considering this real part of this equation, and you have seen that from Rayleigh's inflection point theorem, we have already put this imaginary part as 0 and C I not equal to 0. For that, we have written that for C I not equal to 0, we have written integral 0 to infinity u double prime b square u minus c square dy is equal to 0. Okay. So, this we have already written. So, now what we will do? Now, you multiply this equation with Cr minus UPI. So, where UPI is the velocity at the point of inflection. So, we will write Cr minus UPI, this we are multiplying with this integral 0 to infinity u double prime mod v square divided by mod u minus c square dy is equal to 0. Okay. So, if this equation is 4 and this equation is 5, what you do? You just add these two equations. Okay. So, add equation 4 and equation 5. Okay. So, you can see what you will have. So, if you add these two equations, so here Cr is there, here minus Cr is there, and the other terms are same. So, this will get cancelled and you will get integral 0 to infinity mod v prime square alpha bar square mod v square plus, now you can see here you will get u double prime u minus UPI divided by mod u minus c square mod v square dy is equal to 0. Now, you carefully look this equation. Again you can see the first two terms in this equation are positive, right, because this is mod v prime square and mod v square. So, these are positive greater than 0, and this integral, then you can see that here this u double prime into u minus UPI should be less than 0 somewhere in the domain. So, you can see in this equation u double prime into u minus UPI should be less than 0 somewhere in the domain to make this integral as 0, okay, because these are positive. So, this has to be negative somewhere to make this integrand 0. So, for that you can see that when C I not equal to 0, obviously we have assumed that C I greater than 0. So, u double prime into u minus UPI, okay, less than 0, okay, must be there somewhere inside the domain. Okay. So, you can see that these are positive. So, this has to be less than 0 somewhere in the domain to make this integrand equal to 0. So, you can see that this is the another necessary condition, okay, for C I not equal to 0, just having an inflection point inside the boundary layer is not enough. So, you can see that u double prime should change its sign, okay, inside the boundary layer. So, that means we should have some inflection point, and along with that we should have u double prime u minus UPI should be less than 0. So, let us demonstrate this in a boundary layer flow. Let us say that this is your plate. So, we should have the velocity profile. Say if it is looks like this, okay, where u is function of y, then it should be stable, okay, and if the velocity profile look like this, okay, so that case also it is stable. Okay, there is no point of inflection, you can see here. Okay, so these two cases, if you find the velocity profile ui like this, then it will be stable as there is no point of inflection. Now you considered the velocity profile like this. Okay, so let us say that you have the profile like this. Okay, so you can see somewhere here it is changing its sign. Okay, so this is your at y, this is the inflection point. So there we have UPI. So this is the UPI, this is the u velocity at inflection point. So you can see in this case your u double prime into u minus UPI is greater than 0. Okay, it is greater than 0 because if you see the u double prime gradient, so this will be greater than 0. So obviously at this point you can see this is the case for stable. Okay, and another case if you consider that you have the velocity profile like this. So you can see this is the inflection point. So at ypi we have the velocity upi. Okay, so in this case you can see that u double prime u minus UPI is less than 0. So this is possibly unstable. Because we know that this is the necessary condition. Okay, this is not a sufficient condition. So if this is a necessary condition, so if you have this type of flow, so this is the uy. So in this case obviously u double prime into u minus UPI is less than 0. So this is a case for possibly unstable flow. So whatever we have studied today, so let us apply for a simplified flow, which is your parallel flow. Okay. So if you consider a parallel flow, then we can use the Rayleigh's equation and let us see that whether in this case the flow will be stable or unstable. If it is unstable, what is the condition? So we have the Rayleigh equation as u minus c v double prime minus alpha square v minus u double prime v is equal to 0. Okay. As we are considering uniform parallel flow, so you can see that u is constant, right. So in this case d2u by dy square, that will be 0. Okay, that means u double prime is 0. Okay. If u double prime is 0, so from this equation you can see that we can write u minus c v double prime minus alpha square v is equal to 0. So now there are two possibilities, that either u minus c is 0 or v double prime minus alpha square v is equal to 0. If say u minus c not equal to 0, then we will have this equation v double prime minus alpha square v is equal to 0. Okay. And if you solve this equation, so obviously you can see that you will get the solution Vy as a e to the power alpha y plus b e to the power minus alpha y. So in this case, now if you consider parallel flow, so we can have that the boundary conditions at y is equal to plus minus 1, as we are considering non-dimensional flow. Okay, b is equal to 0. Okay. Obviously the disturbances will be 0 at y is equal to plus minus 1, where we these are non-dimensional quantity. So if it is 0, then has only the trivial solution. You can see If you apply this, you will have the trivial solution. So, this has only the trivial solution. So, obviously u minus c not equal to 0. So, if u minus c not equal to 0, so for non trivial solution, okay, we need u minus c should be 0. So, that means c should be u, and now c we can write as Cr plus ICI is equal to u. So, from here you can see that Cr will be u and Ci is equal to 0. Okay. So, if Ci is equal to 0, okay, so it is a neutrally stable flow. Okay. So, that means the flow is neutrally stable for all possible OAB disturbances of small amplitude. So, the Rayleigh's equation also you can apply in different inviscid flow and see the criteria for stability. So, for different flows, like if you have free shear flows or if you have boundary layer flows, then you can write the boundary condition as. So, for boundary layer flows we have already discussed, these are the boundary conditions. Okay, V is equal to V prime is equal to 0 at y is equal to 0 and infinity. Okay. For free shear flow, so V is equal to V prime is equal to 0 for y is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, and if it is a dark flow, okay, so there V will be V prime is equal to 0, okay, at y is equal to, okay, plus minus 1. So, in non dimensional form all we have written. So, these will be the boundary conditions. So, using these for different flows you can solve this Rayleigh's equation. So, in today's class we considered the inviscid stability analysis, dropping the viscous term from the Orr-Sommerfeld equation, and then we discussed two important theorems. One is Rayleigh's point of inflection theorem and Fortrop's theorem. So, from the analysis we have seen that u double prime, that means d2 u by dy square should be negative somewhere inside the flow, and another necessary condition is that u double prime into u minus upi should be less than 0 inside the domain. And then we considered the parallel flow, and we have seen that in this case Ci is equal to 0, that means this is a neutrally stable flow. Thank you.